Hello, welcome back to my podcast. It's been a nice week. Well, I probably shouldn't say that. Anyway, I have brought the straw back for a microphone holder because I don't know how how much I like having my hands like super empty while I'm talking this much. So, let's do a recap of my week, which is also completely a recap of just all the wildfires going on in California right now because that's been my week. It's Thursday today. The fire started on Tuesday and Monday. I can't even couldn't even tell you what I was doing on Monday. So on Tuesday, me and my dad agreed to go on a hike originally. And then we woke up and it was super windy, like crazy wind. And so we decided like let's just go see a movie. Even though we had seen a movie the week before that was absolutely so bad, do not watch Homestead. Don't do it. It's just Homestead is literally like an ad for the show Homestead, and then at the end they like showed a QR code and were saying like scan this to watch the show because there's actually a show, and the whole movie didn't make any sense. It all seemed like foreshadowing. Like it was just a bunch of random chunks of like random scenes. Like there was a love story, there was some guy like died and then he didn't die, and then I don't know, there was just a lot going on in that movie. Don't watch it, just watch the show if you want to because they're making you pay for it anyway. So basically you pay to watch a movie that's a trailer for a show that you also have to pay for. Don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I don't know what I don't know. Anyways, we went to the movies again on Tuesday, which was 2 days ago, and as we're driving there, we're going to the AMC that's in a Westfield on Topanga Canyon Boulevard. And if you don't know where that what that is, like Topanga is basically it's just a street that goes from like the hills all the way down like and it meets the coastline at some point, I'm pretty sure. So it's like really long, and basically as I'm driving down Topanga, I see this giant like cloud of smoke, and I have sunglasses on, so it looks super orange. And I take my sunglasses off, and I'm like, "Oh, that's smoke. That's like really weird." And so I was telling my dad, like, that's a must be a big fire. And being like from California, like when you see smoke like that and it's windy, like you know that something is about to go down. So I tell my dad like to look up where that fire is because it seemed all the way down to Panga, and I wasn't even maybe a quarter down it. So I was like wondering where it was because it looked like it was very far behind hills, and it did turn out to be behind hills. But anyway, we watched the movie. It was a really good movie, actually. I'll get back to the fires in a second, but the movie was really, really good. It was called, I think it was called September 5th. It was basically about this terrorist attack that was live streamed on ABC, at the Olympic Village during the Olympics. And it was just done really well. And I really liked it, actually. That was like one of my favorite movies that I've ever watched because it didn't feel like a documentary, and it didn't feel like they were telling something that had actually happened. Like it was so fast paced, and like I just loved it so much. I would recommend that movie. Do not watch Homestead, watch September 5th instead. Anyway, back to this fire. I'm telling my dad like to look up where it is, and we can't really find anything cuz when he first looked it up, it must have been like relatively small. So the only thing that was showing up was a bunch of hotspots like on the map, like all around us. And so we were trying to like assume which one it was, and then we get out of the movies and we drive to a Walmart that's on Rinaldi. If you don't know where any of these places is, don't worry about it. Like it doesn't matter, but it's like in the other direction from where we were going. So we went down to Panga and then like basically back up. Like not really, but basically back up in that direction. And we're at the Walmart, and I looked down in the direction of where the smoke was before, and we were like, "Oh, it doesn't look that bad anymore." But I think what had happened there was that all the smoke just started like dispersing into the sky, and so it just looked super foggy and you couldn't really see much other than that. And so clearly now, if you've seen any of the news in California, it's gotten like quite out of hand. Back then, I we didn't know how bad it would get. So that then after that day, it was kind of like out of sight, out of mind because I don't live that close to it. Um, because again, it's all the way down to Topanga, and Topanga is like long, very long road. Then the next day, which was yesterday, Wednesday, I was gonna work at 7 in the morning, and so I woke up early, and then right as I was about to leave, the power in my house went out, which was around like 6:45, 6:50, and so I leave my house, I go to work, and I get to work, and I notice once I get off the freeway that none of the lights are on anywhere. Like, I don't think like the traffic lights were off. The There's this in the plaza where my job is at the corner. There's this like waterfall thing, and there was no water coming from it, and I was like, that's not good. So I went and parked, and I got out of my car, and it was like it literally felt like there was an apocalypse or something. Like I swear, I get out of my car. It's super windy. I have like a jacket on. I'm walking. I can't see. It's super windy again. Somebody pulls up in a van, and she's like, "Are you guys open?" Like, and I was like, "I don't know. I just got here." Cuz like it was first of all 7 in the morning. Second of all, why are you yelling at me out your van? Third, why don't you just drive by the door and like see? Anyway, so I'm like, "I don't know. I just got here. Yeah, I don't know." And she's like, "Well, I'm going to park and then just come go in and come back and let me know." And I was like, "Girl, like, am I a piece of shit like for not coming back outside? Because I was literally just like you're a human, you're a customer, but I'm also a human and I work here, so I kind of have things to do. Anyway, I walk up to the door and I notice that the doors are off, so I have to literally we have like electric sliding doors, so I have to like stick my finger in and like slide it open, and then I turn around, slide it shut, and the clock in machine is down, everything's down, it's pitch black in there, and they still made me work. My department is also in the back corner of the store where there was literally no light. There was only one emergency light in the back of my department. So I couldn't see anything. I was still there from 7 to 3:30. Literally could not see anything. I'll put a picture in here if it doesn't reveal too much, but it was literally pitch black and I could not see anything. I had my phone flashlight, my watch flashlight, and then for some reason we don't have actual flashlights at work. Like, we're supposed to have emergency flashlights. Like, that is a requirement at like workplaces. Like, hello. And the flashlights that we have were like those big chunky ones that like you see in like movies, like that big chunky one. And there was a yellow one and there was a red one. The yellow one literally was like the old yellow light that does not do shit, and it was like so dim, like literally so dim. And the white one worked better, but still not well. So I was just relying on my phone basically the whole time. Mind you, we don't have phone chargers because for some reason we don't have like the generators we need to like keep our store going. So I think the power's still out right now. Actually, it's the next day, and I'm assuming all of our stuff went bad. But anyway, I'm working in the pitch black. Our cake decorator is there with me, and so is my manager. But then they both leave at some point, and I'm there by myself in the dark. Then I randomly over the like thing where they like call people up in the grocery store. I forget what it's called, like an intercom. Is that what it's called? They say the store director is on site because it's like crazy, and so she's like, all employees to the front, please, all employees to the front. So I'm like walking with the cake decorator, and I'm like, please, like, tell us to go home, like, please, because we can't see anything, we can't really do anything because we don't have power, and it's just ridiculous that they had us. So let me chill because I still got paid. still gonna get paid, hopefully. Anyway, we walk up to the front and they have these big blue bins with wheels on them. And there's like three guys there that I've never seen in my life, plus like the maybe 8 to 10 of us that are there on shift. And she's like, take these gloves and this is dry ice, blah, blah, blah. She tells us, don't touch this to your skin, don't do this, don't do that, like whatever. And then they start saying, like, put plastic here, do this, and I didn't understand what she was saying because I kind of was like, just like kind of zoned out. Like, I was really anxious because of how pitch black it was in there, and like I just felt so scared because it felt so like scary and like apocalypse vibes, and like I it literally just didn't feel real. Plus all the news that I'd been seeing, like there was literally like people trying to evacuate their homes from that big fire, and they were trying to like drive down, but they all had to leave their cars because it got like gridlocked at a certain point, and firefighters also were like yelling at people to get out of their cars because they were going to like light on fire because the fire was like moving that quickly. And I also had a nightmare the night before that my house like literally burned on fire because the fire came down this hill that's like behind my house, and I don't even know. So I was just really anxious that day, and I was like kind of in shock or something. Like I basically I just didn't understand what she was telling us to do. And so she let me and this guy, I'm not saying his name, but she basically sent me and him back to my department to like finish working, and I was so glad. And he stayed with me the entire rest of my shift, and I was so glad. I was like, please, like, because I am not like scared of the dark, but I just get kind of paranoid in the dark because like especially because there's no alarms or like anything, so like literally anything could happen in that store and I could literally die and no one would know because there's nothing, there's no cameras, there's no door locks, there's nothing. So I was really paranoid and I was really scared. And actually after my shift I went straight to my girlfriend's job because we were working almost the same hours. She was working 8 to 4, and I was working 7 to 3:30. So I get off, I go to her job because also I forgot to mention, but the like cell towers went down. There was no like internet on phones. There was no cell on phones. Like I couldn't call, I couldn't text. Nothing would go through. It must have been like 3 or 4 hours of the day. Not even the landline at work was working. It was really scary. And so I'm not getting anyone's text. No one's getting mine. And so I rushed straight to my girlfriend's job just to see if she's like, just to check in because I'm freaking freaked out because I've been in the pitch black all day. And I show up there, and once I get there, I get text from her, and she's like saying something about how she was home and then she went back to work. And I was like, so I was worried about you this whole time and you weren't even at work. But, anyways, I ended up going inside and like finding her in there, and then we just talked, and I just like kind of like checked in, and I was like, okay, we're gonna be fine. I came home yesterday and then hung out a little bit, ate some food. Then a little bit later, my girlfriend came over. She spent the night, and that was nice because I didn't want to be in the dark, really, quite frankly. But as of right now, the power is out for like the whole city. All the traffic lights are out. They're not even on like the red flashing thing. They're just out. Like it's just everything just blacked out. The only stores that are open are stores who have generators, and it's just so weird. Like it's so weird. Absolutely everything's out, and I don't even know. Like I don't think fire season has ever been this extreme. Normally there's more fires like much closer to me, like literally by the hill, um like next to the freeway right by my house. But surprisingly there's only been two fires in my city, and they all got put out relatively quickly. Like I think the most, like one was half an acre and the other was just one. The landfill actually caught on fire. I don't know what to make of any of this. It's so crazy seeing all the videos and like all the houses on the PCH are destroyed, all the hills over there are destroyed. Like all these rich celebrity people are losing their houses and it's really sad, but at least like I don't really know everyone's situation, but if you're able to afford living in that area, you must be relatively okay to find a place to stay. I mean, I really hope everyone's safe and everyone is like figuring out how to stay safe if they've had to evacuate and stuff because I really can't imagine like having to leave my house and every all the memories in my house and like not knowing if I'm ever going to get back. Yeah, it's just like devastating. I don't know what to even say. I just feel really bad and I wish there was something I could do, but I as of right now I don't think there is anything I can do. I'm sure in the next coming days or weeks some stuff will come out about like ways you can donate and ways you can help and I will be posting all that stuff. It'll all be on my social media, probably my Instagram, maybe my Snapchat. I don't really use my Snapchat, but I will keep updating on what is happening as it's happening. I'll try to, it's kind of like from my perspective and I'm very outside of it, so there's not much I can speak to, but I can speak to what I have seen and what the experience is here in my city, which is that there's no power anywhere. They're saying that our power might be out until the 12th, and today's the 9th, so that would be 3 more days. So today's the second day. That would be 5 days of power outage, which is going to be also really bad for people because food will go bad. At my house, we're trying to figure out what to do with the fridges because we have two fridges and we just went shopping for a bunch of like meats and stuff like that, which is pretty expensive out here. And so we just have a bunch of stuff in the fridge and like we're hoping it doesn't go bad. But for some reason, our generator, like whenever we plug in the fridge to the generator, like extension cord thing, the fridges don't stay on. My dad thinks it's like something, I don't know what he was even saying. I don't remember right now because I was thinking about so many other things, but we're gonna try to figure that out. My dad said he's gonna try to figure out a way to like hook the generator up to a breaker in my so that like the generator will just go straight to my house and we won't have to use all these extension cords like in everyone's room. Yeah, we're really I'm really lucky to be able to have a generator in my house cuz like I remember when we didn't have one and that was crazy and then like trying to get one is so horrible cuz they're first of all so expensive. Second of all, people will literally fight you in Home Depot for a freaking generator during fire season. Trust. Like literally and in the city that I live in, I'm scared of these people. Like I would not willingly get in a fight with any of these people because they're kind of crazy psycho. Yeah, like literally you will fist fight with people inside of a Lowe's or like a Home Depot for a freaking generator. I think the first generator we had, my dad had bought it and like he was like with this one guy and like the Home Depot workers were bringing it down or something and there were they weren't sure if it was just one or two. So like there was my dad and this other guy and like I'm pretty sure they were like very civil about it. Like my dad does not get like that, but you never know about other people. And then the generator that we have now wasn't bought during fire season, so it was a lot easier to get. But that one wasn't even freaking working for some reason. Like I think it was leaking fuel out of the exhaust. My dad ended up fixing it yesterday, and so now it works, and now we have some power. But yeah, I just wanted to say, like, also, giant thank you to the firefighters. Like, they've clearly been working tirelessly to get the fires put out, and it's probably so frustrating that like you can't contain fires. They're doing everything they can, it seems, and like I saw this video of like the chief, I think, of the fire people. I'm not sure what the exact title is, but he just looked so devastated and frustrated, and like it's just really sad seeing all those homes get lost and all those people evacuate and all those cars. They literally had to bulldoze cars out of the road so that like fire trucks could get through. And I heard that the fire hydrants were running dry because of how much water there was. The planes are scooping water out of the ocean. It's just really crazy, and it's like all of that stuff takes so much out of your body, and the firefighters are doing an awesome job. Sorry, my dad called me and I literally forgot where I was. Um, but just thank you to all the firefighters working tirelessly for days now. I hope the fire will get contained soon. I hope that all of my friends in LA stay safe, and please, like, keep, if you live out here, please get the Watch Duty app and make sure you sign up for all the alerts and make sure you're staying active and staying informed on what's happening near you. It's like really important, clearly, because you don't want to lose your life, you don't want to lose your house. There's a lot of people staying behind at their houses to kind of try to save their houses, and it's really, really sad, and I understand it, but it's not worth it. You know, it's not worth your life. These are very important things, but at the end of the day, your life is more important than anything because you can't just die and come back to life and be the same person, you know? Um, I am very glad that, the firefighters here in my city have gotten control of all the fire, like the two fires that have started out here, like very quickly, because that keeps my family safe, that keeps my pets safe, that keeps my friends safe, everyone I know, keeps them safe. I'm very glad to live where I do right now, and I'm very glad that there are no fires here, because there normally are lots of fires here during fire season or when it just gets super windy, because where I live, my house area specifically, not my city, it's extremely, extremely windy. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching this podcast. Sorry that it's a bit shorter. I'm about to meet my dad for lunch. Make sure, if you want to listen to my music, I have links for that up on my Instagram. I'm trying to figure out how to add links in my YouTube description. For some reason, it's making it super tough, but I always tag my Instagram in the description box, and then from there, in my Instagram bio, there's my link tree, and that's where you can find all of my stuff, everything about me. I have like my interview up there. I have all my singles up there, my Apple Music um profile, my Spotify profile, my YouTube profile. Everything there is linked to all my stuff. So if you're interested in listening to my music, go to my Instagram in the description and go to my link tree through there. I hope everyone's staying safe wherever you are in LA. Please stay updated and informed on evacuation orders. Don't wait to leave. If it's because the winds are too strong for you to wait to leave. Like, if you live in the LA area, if you live in the Silmar area, because there's also a fire up there that's coming down towards Rinaldi, Porter Ranch area. If you live near there, please stay informed. Please reach out to me if you need anything. I might be able to help because I live in an area that's not currently affected. Just stay safe out there. I hope everyone can find their way to get over this. Not get over it, but kind of move forward with themselves. I hope everyone who had to evacuate, if you had to evacuate, I hope you're doing okay, and definitely reach out if you need anything. I'll try my best to help out in any way I can. It's absolutely devastating seeing what's happening out there. Um, yeah, stay safe. Follow my socials, like the video, and I'll see you guys in a week again, same time, same place. Goodbye.